No, definitely not. Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things you should never say to a Harry Potter fan.
Piss off.
For this list, we're looking at all of the most offensive things you can say to someone who is still waiting for their Hogwarts letter to be delivered. Number 10. I never read the books.
That'll be the books.
It's going to be a bad start in a conversation about Harry Potter if someone says they haven't even read the books. Because in that case, do their opinions have any validity whatsoever? Probably not. Sure, they may have seen snippets of the movies or heard about the boy wizard in pop culture, but there's no way they could possibly fathom the magical nature of this fandom without having read the books themselves.
How could I be so stupid?
And no, just having read the first one back in grade school doesn't count. If they say they tried to read the books and couldn't get into them, then you know they're a lost cause. Number 9. Isn't Harry Potter over?
It's not over!
Sure, the final book in the Harry Potter series came out more than a decade ago in 2007, and even the movies have been out of theaters since 2011. But that does not mean that this series is over. First of all, there are all the different spin-off properties like Fantastic Beasts and the Cursed Child stage play. But even more importantly, it doesn't matter if J.K. Rowling is producing content about Harry and his friends anymore. They still live in our hearts.
Heart of a lion, this one.
And if anyone asks if we still love Harry Potter after all this time, you know there's only one correct response. Always.
Always.
Number 8. Why would anyone want to be in Hufflepuff?
Third place, Hufflepuff, with 352 points.
Gryffindors are brave, Ravenclaws are smart, Slytherins are ambitious, and Hufflepuffs are... what exactly? If you're not a major fan, you probably think Hufflepuff is where all the kids who don't possess any notable qualities end up. But that couldn't be any further from the truth. Hufflepuffs are known for their loyalty, their great work ethics, their diligence, and their patience.
Just take your egg and mull things over in the hot water.
While these qualities may not be as flashy, no one should be ashamed to be sorted into Hufflepuff, whether it's at Hogwarts or on Pottermore. Any true fan knows that.
I know! Hufflepuff!
Number 7. The epilogue was so cringy. The final chapter of the Harry Potter series takes readers 19 years past the Battle of Hogwarts to see Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Ginny at Platform 9 3/4 sending their kids off to school. It wraps the story up with a nice tidy bow, ending with the comforting line, "The scar had not pained Harry for 19 years. All was well." People love to hate on the epilogue because it's too saccharine, but give these poor characters a break.
I miss you.
Harry had gone through 7 years of trials and tribulations in his efforts to defeat Voldemort, and the poor guy deserves a happily ever after, even if it might be a bit cheesy. Number 6. It wasn't that sad when blank died.
Avada Kedavra.
Lots of people, usually the ones who have only seen the movies and never read the books, seem to like to brag about how unaffected they were by the deaths in the Harry Potter series. Sure, some of the saddest moments are glossed over a bit in the movies. Fred's death, anyone? But if you read the books, you get the full emotional impact of that scene.
You have your mother's eyes.
Also, some of the most emotionally wrenching scenes are devastating in any medium. Like when Dobby dies saving Harry in Deathly Hallows. If you didn't shed a tear, then are you even human? Or house elf?
There. Now he could be sleeping.
Number 5. Michael Gambon was a great Dumbledore. After Richard Harris's passing, the wizarding world needed a new Dumbledore. And so, Michael Gambon stepped in for the third movie and beyond. The problem is, though, he does not embody the character that fans had come to know and love. Dumbledore in the books is characterized by the twinkle in his eye and his light-hearted nature. But for some reason, Gambon decided to play the Hogwarts headmaster as kind of yelly.
Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
No, sir.
You asked one of the oldest students to do it for you?
No, sir.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes, sir.
This entire entry could just be us playing the Goblet of Fire clip on loop, but there are other examples in the series of him delivering lines in a way that's just totally out of character, even if he kinda got the hang of it near the end.
Years ago, I knew a boy who made all the wrong choices. Please let me help you.
I don't want your help.
Number 4. Snape was a great man.
You were named after 2 headmasters of Hogwarts. One of them was a Slytherin, and he was the bravest man I've ever known.
Okay, we've got to admit this one's gonna be controversial. While Harry may refer to Snape as the bravest man he ever knew, some Harry Potter fans still have a few serious questions. While the simplest take may be that Snape was actually a good guy all along, a more nuanced look reveals that despite his willingness to honor Lily's memory, he still abused Harry because of his hang-ups about his father.
Come on, Mooney, go for it. Snape! Expelliarmus!
Nice one, James.
Not to mention his love for Lily was unrequited, which, let's be honest, comes off as kinda creepy. Number 3. Isn't that for kids?
You've been discovered at the scene of the crime.
Crime?
Barty, they're just kids.
What crime?
Ugh, anyone who thinks Harry Potter's just a kid's book obviously hasn't read it, or experienced the complex battle between good and evil that exists within it. These are the same types of people who love to remind you that Harry Potter is a fantasy book and isn't based in reality. They'll also loudly remind you that Hogwarts isn't real. What better reality is there than the one you get to visit through fiction?
You know, you really should learn to tell the difference between dreams and reality.
At the end of Deathly Hallows, Harry asks Dumbledore whether this is all real or just happening inside his head, to which Dumbledore prophetically responds with an answer we can all relate to.
Of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. Why should that mean that it's not real?
Number 2. Hermione should have ended up with Harry. Listen, we're not going to prattle on about how perfect for each other Ron and Hermione are, because even their own creator has admitted that keeping them together wasn't necessarily the wisest decision. But just because those two may not be a match made in heaven, it doesn't mean that Hermione should simply be married off to Harry instead.
I saw you 2 the other night.
Ron, that's nothing.
In the books, it's clear that there's no romantic tension between these two, and they're a prime and important example of a pure friendship that doesn't have anything else going on beneath the surface.
Well, I just thought, seeing as neither of us can go with who we'd really like to, we should go together as friends.
Why didn't I think of that?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The movies were better.
Better?
Right.
There's no sentence that ends a conversation with a Potter fan faster than the assertion that the movies were better than the books. Where can you even start with someone who believes that? You almost have to hope that they haven't actually read the books and are simply misinformed, because anyone who has read all 7 could never be convinced of such a thing.
Give it here, Malfoy, or I'll knock you off your broom!
Is that so?
Sure, the movies are fun as a companion to the original texts, but there's no capturing all of the complexity, character development, and minor plot points on the screen.
She's right, you know.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.